it to be clear that the witness did appear to testify on the date that my colleague stated he did not come to testify. He was here, and the White House and this committee staff did not work out the terms of that interview. So I don't want it to appear that he has shirked his willingness to be a part of any hearing or any testimony or any interview by this.
Chair recognizes the gentleman from New York.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We are seeing a pattern here now, a year and a half into this Congress, and we see it with the impeachment investigation, and we are seeing it starkly here. Let's make a lot of really bold allegations and then try to weave in and mislead some evidence to justify them. It certainly happened in the impeachment, and it is happening here again, because in order to, quote, coerce or censor, then that means, A, whoever the private company that receives the communication from the government must feel coerced and act on that information, and B, they would not have done that but for the government intervention. And the problem that we continue to have with my Republican colleagues is they can get the first thing, but they never get the second. That is why evidence is important, and that's why we rely on evidence. So when colleagues over on the other side of the aisle talk about a TikTok ban, they are misrepresenting what the bill did. The bill required ByteDance to divest from TikTok, not to ban TikTok, and that is so consistent with all of the cherry picking of these emails that we have seen here today. I want to bring up another example, which was actually the focus of an entire hearing on this topic, but has not been mentioned once today. And that is the email from Clark Humphrey to Twitter related to Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s tweet about blaming Hank Aaron's death on the COVID vaccine. And this was the center of the Republican case up until today, and now we're moving on. And I want to just stress why. Clark Humphrey wrote, wanted to flag the below tweet, and I'm wondering if we can get moving on the process for having it removed ASAP. Oh my goodness, coercion. That is censorship. It's some industrial complex. But you know what the problem was? It wasn't taken down. It wasn't taken down. Twitter received that email from the White House and did not act on it. Mr. Seligman, is there possible to have coercion when someone does not do what the other person asks?
No.
Now, we've heard a lot on the other side of the aisle. I think my friend Mr. Stubbe talked so much about March 2nd, all the emails to Amazon and trying to ban books. Well, we were not allowed to enter into the record some of the testimony from the employee who received those emails at Amazon, but I'm going to go through this transcript because this employee was asked about that email. Even though you anticipated that you might be asked to remove content when you had a live conversation with Mr. Flaherty, you in fact were not asked to remove any content. Question? Answer, that's my recollection, yes. So I just want to be clear, to your knowledge, did anyone from the US government, including Mr. Flaherty or Mr. Slavitt, both of whom are witnesses here, ever coerce Amazon into removing content from its platforms? No. The answer, as the ranking member pointed out with so many other companies, was that they made their independent decisions what to do with the content based on information provided from public health experts like Mr. Slavitt and the CDC and how that applies to their own policies. So you cannot have a First Amendment violation when a private company is making its own independent decisions, as every single company as part of this investigation did. So what is this all about? It's not actually about proving a First Amendment violation. What the Republicans want to do with this committee, because we've had hearing after hearing after hearing about some bogus First Amendment violation by private companies, is they want to chill the government from actually interacting with the private companies as we come upon an election in November of 2024. Russia interfered through social media in 2016. Russia tried to interfere in 2020, and you can bet Russia is trying to interfere in our election in 2024, and the only way that these social media companies can know that is by being provided with information from the United States government and their law enforcement investigations. And if that can't happen, then Donald Trump and these Republicans benefit because Russia will help them. That is why we're here, and that is why this is bogus. And I yield back.
Time of the gentleman expired. Gentleman from North Dakota is recognized. I appreciate the gentleman yielding. Chill the government? Oh my God, that's almost as crazy as what Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson said in the arguments in front of the Supreme Court when she said to the Solicitor General from Louisiana, "Counselor, your position has the First Amendment hamstringing the government." This is not about. This is not about. I know the gentleman from New York is sharper than that. I know that Professor Zawicki, Mr. Goldman,
Mr. Chair, you can only, someone has, as a point of order, time can only be yielded to you if the individual remains here during the person.
Yeah, you got to cite a rule, but we can also get Mr. Armstrong back if you're.
Then you should do that.
You're going to do that. Okay, but you need to cite the rule. If not, we'll proceed. When he comes back, we'll make sure he gets back.
Mr. Chairman, will you just yield quickly for a brief response?
It's my 5 minutes. No, it's my 5 minutes, and when I'm done.
Okay, so you're going to attack me and not let me respond?
No, I said I know you're smarter.
You said my name.
I was complimenting the new.
You said my name. You said I know you're smarter than that because I did not say anything about the First Amendment being used to chill the government. I said you in this committee are trying to chill government agencies. That's very different.
We're trying to protect the First Amendment. We're trying to protect the government from chilling American speech. Let the record show the gentleman from North Dakota has returned to his spot on the committee. Professor Zawicki, let's reference the email that Mr. Goldman brought up. And he said that the RFK Jr. tweet wasn't taken down. But I think this whole chilling effect is proven by this email because there were two sentences. The first sentence said, wanted to flag the below tweet, and I'm wondering if we can get moving on the process for having it removed ASAP. So these guys, actually Ms. Humphrey, who works with them, said to Twitter, take this thing down. We don't like what RFK Jr., our political opponent, subsequent political opponents saying, take it down, right? And Mr. Goldman says, oh, no problem, they didn't take it down. But there's still a concern about chilling speech, right?
Exactly right, Mr. Chairman. And that's exactly what the problem here is there's this obsession with protecting the government's free speech rights. But we need to be worried about protecting people's rights. We need to be worried about protecting my rights. We need to be worried about people's rights to speak and to hear information that is relevant to their lives. And so if we're concerned about chilling speech, we should be concerned about chilling the speech of private citizens through the government overreach.
Now, I want to ask you about this. The next sentence. So, take down this tweet ASAP. Mr. Goldman says, oh, they didn't take it down, so there's no problem. But the next sentence says, and then, if you can keep an eye out for tweets that fall in this same genre, that would be great. That's the real chilling impact. Oh, we caught you. We don't like this tweet. We don't like what it conveys. Take it down. They don't take it down. But now, in the back of their mind, they're saying, oh, you know what? I better be on the lookout for anything else, or I'm going to get another call, another email. Mr. Flaherty's going to call me. Mr. Slavitt's going to call me and say, what the heck are you doing? He's going to be outraged. He's going to pressure us, which all happened. So the second sentence is the chilling effect in that email. Is that right?
Yes.
This is just ridiculous. Oh, and let's go to the Amazon communications, because this was speech that was changed. This was content that was changed at the request of the guys in the Biden administration. The impetus for this request is criticism from the Biden administration about sensitive books we were given prominent placement to. So we're going to create a new do not promote class for anti-vax books. So they demoted these books. So a direct result of they said it themselves, the impetus catalyst for this is the guys at the White House. That's not just chilling, that's actual action taking place at the request of government to limit speech and who gets to see it.
And I would add, this isn't the government providing public information about issues of health. This is the government engaged in an ongoing, secretive process that we've only discovered through discovery in that case and through the hard work of this committee subpoenaing these private actors, a secretive scheme to target named individuals for suppression for speech. And we don't even know if it's going on.
Yeah.
That is a big difference between the government expressing its opinion and targeting people secretly to remove their speech from the public forum.
Take down this tweet ASAP, the White House. And be on the lookout for any other thing in this genre.
Exactly.
That's a direct attack. That's as big a chilling impact as you can have on speech, coming from the office of the president, the White House itself. I appreciate the gentleman yield back to Maynard.
Mr. Chairman, point of order.
Gentle lady is recognized for
I just want to clarify that it is Rule 9F that requires a member to be actually present in order to possess a 5-minute period of questioning.
Yeah,
So
I
in the
appreciate it.
future, if we can ensure that when members yield that they remain in the room, that would be helpful.
Great.
Thank you.
Gentleman yields back. Chair now recognizes the gentle lady from Texas.